It is finally Friday. Boy, oh boy, this has been a very long and fun week. Tomorrow, Gigi arrives, so no Jimmy the Breaker all next week, but possibly a Gigi the Breaker coming in. Shout out to T Bone, always first in chat. Hello, lady. I am pretty excited about next week. Oh yeah, my little tracksuit I got on there, champ. I felt kind of purple today. Um, Next week I got surprises. I'm not going to talk about now. Um, we have another weekend of foosball. Currently, T Bone, his team got Swifty yesterday, and he's leading me by the better part of a dozen points almost. It's the soup king the man Friday. That it is. That it is. What's going on, Carlos? Oh, it has been. I feel like, even though it's only been 2 days in front of the camera, I feel like this week has been 5 full days of streaming. And I don't say that in a negative way. Thanks, buddy. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that I feel like we as a community have accomplished so much this week that it's pretty exciting. What do I have? I have things to go over about robots that we just finished. I have one too many prints, which means I may not have sent one to Bourbon. I got to reach out to him to make sure he got one. I think he did. It's either Bourbon or I owe Ice Wolf one more because he deserves a total of 3. So I got to figure that out. I thought I had perfect tabs until I realized I had one extra. Easy solution, worst case scenario, just somebody gets an extra one. Somebody doesn't realize they didn't get theirs. Maybe it's still in the mail, just gets a second one and doesn't tell us. Oh, goodness. I am looking at unconventional, and it is still taking up 3/4 of the entire office. It's big. It's plentiful. It's nice. I have tidbits for next week that I'm not going to talk about right now. And I have possibly a giveaway. I definitely have a giveaway. It's a huge jacked man. There we go. What do all of you have planned for the weekend? Because I can tell you, tomorrow I will be driving to LAX for the to and from LAX for the greater portion of the day. Uh, Gigi the Breaker will be here at 1 p.m., which means midday I will be driving. Morning I'll be driving up. Midday I'll be driving back. I'm sure she's going to be hungry, so we're probably going to go to dinner. Sunday is the Rams Niners game, which is going to be a very interesting, high scoring affair, I do believe. I believe Puka is going to continue as long as he's healthy and can get on the field. I have to check. I know he was listed on the injury report. I'm going to look right now. See what the update is on Puka. I expect him to have another flourishing day. Where is he? There we go. Puka. Currently, he's questionable. They expect him to play, but who knows how long he will be in there. What's going on, Lee Cozy? Lee Cozy and 5 of his closest friends. I would wager it's Kevin P. West, Ice Wolf, maybe Dangle, definitely Mandala, and for sure Sepulros. If I had to venture a guess. Oh, Fuji! What up, dude? Mandala, how are you? I am aiming for best stash on the Twitch. I had to let it go kind of natural today. Terramort, how are you doing? I had to go a little natural today. I gotta be careful about burning out and frying the hair of my mustache. I need to keep it soft and smooth. Conditioner's better. It leaves hair feeling silky and smooth. We were hair carriers. It's an experience. I got to do a cosplay of Hercule Poirot. I would. This can go similar to his. I can do it. That's right. Stash to hang my socks out to dry. Mrs. the Breaker doesn't like how handlebar-y it's getting. She wants it more pulled back and curled, but it tends to bullhorn forward, as you can see. It is what it is. Either way, it's on my face. I actually had it, I flat ironed it for funsies. Stash what's what it wants, it's true. I flat ironed it, and it like jazz fingers at the ends, and it looked exactly like a certain bald, mustachioed, glasses wearing villain from a certain video game, which was later adapted to a live action film starring James Carey. It was spot on, considering my head is effectively, due to my weight, round now. It's no longer a normal shaped head. It is now just a giant fat blob on top of my shoulders. So it was very much like the character. It was. What's going on, Bourbon? Hey, Bourbon. I needed to talk to you. When I sent your robots box to you, which would have been probably part of a larger run, did you get? I'm pretty sure I picked out a very special one for you. I think I gave you one of your lucky numbers. Did you get the print? I'm 99% sure you did, but I have one extra, and I can't remember if it's going to be Ice Wolf's, yours, or Craig's. Must be a special way. I wore my jogging. No, I would never jog in this. I would never jog. Yogging. I think the J is silent. Yogging. Yeah, the Lee print. Pretty sure you got yours. And I give you like 12 or something. Yeah, you can. Okay. Then it's either Craig or Ice Wolf. This is a tracksuit. The difference is a jogging suit tends to be light, almost windbreakery material, and believe it or not, there is a difference between the two. A tracksuit tends to be heavier, thicker. The point of a tracksuit is actually for you to keep your muscles warm and retain the heat, whereas a jogging suit is typically light and airy with airflow, so that you can relieve some of the heat from your body. I think you did too, because I think like I even was like, yeah, I got to get you a certain number. I think it was something divisible of 3. Nobody breaks wind like kids in the 80s. Nobody breaks wind like Oakley. Who remembers those multicolored iridescent Oakley windbreakers that every single cool kid had to have on your football team or cheer squad or school period? I know because I didn't have one. I was never a cool kid. And I was perfectly fine like that. I was known. Everybody knew me, but I wouldn't say I was cool. That wind never stood a chance. That's right. I would argue, and I bet you, man, I'd easily bet you $10. That's how confident I am. I would bet you the year that they came out with that specific windbreaker, they sold more of those windbreakers than pairs of sunglasses. And I'll even say regular prescription glasses on top of that. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm all purple one out. Gotta go purple on purple. Lee, I love that you know the font from that album so well. That font has emblazoned into your skull so well that you just knew from 2 to 3 letters exactly what was on underneath this tracksuit. Lee, you have the type of attention to detail. You should be an artist. Did you ever think of a career in art? That attention to detail you have would probably do you a good job in the art world. He's like, or that I could tell with even less than a full letter showing. It's true. So unconventional. The reason I keep bringing it up is because I have to remind myself I decided to do a giveaway for it today. Anybody that purchases unconventional today is going to get something that when you go to San Diego Comic-Con, it is paramount you get one. Everybody can be seen walking around with them. And no break would be complete without it. Hello, Paul Moisland. Speaking of music, are we still on for Alice Cooper? Never heard anything. I will have to run it by Melissa. She's the one that's supposed to be buying the tickets. We'll see. I told her I'm going, so we will see. Raided Walmart and got the Scoops Ahoy Stranger Things ice creams. Nice. We have 1 or 2 of these in the break, I think one in the break, I am going to give away this one, the American Dad one, for anybody that purchases an unconventional today is going to be put in for this giveaway today only. Today only. Today only. They are almost, if you don't have a booth or a good friend who has a booth, you have to have one of those bags. I am lactose intolerant. I love ice cream. So I have to mentally condition myself to prepare for the 36 hours after eating ice cream, which tends to be why I binge ice cream. If I'm going to eat it, I'm going to eat it, because if I and the rest of my household is going to be suffering, it needs to be worth it for at least me. They do. They do fit like a backpack. They're very comfy. Yeah, T-Bone is in the same boat. He is non-dairy. Sometimes, as a goof, we like to put powdered dairy creamer in his drinks when he's not in the room, just to see him squirm a few hours later. It's actually kind of funny. He always wonders why he has such crazy issues after hanging out with me and Doug. And spoilers, we definitely have dairy powder in all your drinks. It's like iocane powder. It's scentless and tasteless. What we got here? Nope, not important. Dairy powder? You guys are amateurs. Put half a cup of pure lactose slurry in there. Yeah, the only problem with that, Mandala, is you can kind of notice a little bit more pure lactose slurry if it's floating in your drink. At least the powder dissolves and is somewhat tasteless. The USS Butterscotch. A couple of you received emails for shipping today. Managed to get 2 more of them done finally. Dangle has a big box that needs to go out. It'll probably go out early next week once I get all of the bubble wrap finally for it, which I will be getting tomorrow. And Ice Wolf has a big package. I think we all knew that, though. And Carlos has a huge package, which again, most of us already knew. Other than that, just the stuff from this week is still here. So what's funny, Lee, is I feel like I've only recently been lactose intolerant. I don't know if you can become lactose intolerant, because all my life growing up, I never had problems with milk and dairy. But suddenly I do. Hellbolt, love you, man. Butterscotch and habanero. We'll call it butterscotch. Butterscotch and Scotch bonnets. There you go, Paul Maitland. I only want 10%. Hey, Selena Kyle. Oh, thank you. Now, Catwoman, I have to say, it's not just a sweatshirt. It is the whole thing. It is the real deal Holyfield. I'm not gonna lie. I am all tracksuited out. Butterscorch, there it is. Butterscorch, Scotch bonnets, and I need to be fully committed. You are right, I need to be committed. For those who have not seen the show Party Down, you need to. It's good. It has a lot of actors before they were famous in it. Thank you. I try to be classy. I mean, classy's not quite the word, but you get it. I try not to completely have a lack of class. But yeah, I digress. So, let's get into it. Let's go through what we got and take a peeky poo to see what y'all need. Disappointed Doug. TMNT is in full swing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. TMNT is in full swing. We're almost halfway done with that. Sportflix. Dangle is patiently waiting for somebody to fill out the next three. Ice Wolf's got some traits. Ice Wolf, how many of those limited edition SSP prints out of 15 have you received so far? Is it just the one? Because I think you have a total of 3 that you're going to be getting. So far, gotten 1. All right. So there are 2 more that have you. Yep. Okay, good. Good. That helps me. That's what I was trying to figure out. I had 1 extra one and I couldn't figure out what it was. One of the 2 will be traded. Okay. Sounds good. I like trades. Those are great. Space Spectacular is almost gone. That is the Sealed Tops SIG Series 2023 and a Lee Kosei original Star Wars sketch card. What is it? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unconventional has got some stuff. What's today's date? Is it still the 15th? We'll make that official. Uncle Doug shouldn't mind. Team-ups. Carlos reminded the world. Carlos reminded the world how good Team-ups is. And because it was available at San Diego Comic-Con, people may have lost it in the shuffle. It's there, it's great, there's lots of hits left. And of course, Zeo is basically halfway done, where we don't have 1, 2, or 3, but 5 giveaways at the end of that one. And then, of course, we are giving away the Disney 100 Loungefly exclusive San Diego Comic-Con premiere backpack. And for those who do not remember how really nice that free backpack is, it is the dope iridescent one. I tell everybody, it's great when you ask permission to your spouse or girlfriend or significant other that you can say, honey, Baby, baby, I'm buying this for you. Every time I make a purchase, it is so I can get you that bag. I need you to understand, baby, I'm doing this for you. Yes, I get wonderful things out of it, but you are going to be the big winner. Thank you, honey. I'll put it on the card. That is how you need to be doing it. That is exactly it. Put on the bedroom voice. Baby, this is for you. Never mind that I'm getting some stuff with it. I am doing it for you. Then what happens when you buy 10 and don't get the bag? Well, first of all, you bought 10 and she only said you could buy 1. So you better go buy her the bag for buying 10 times the amount that she said you could have. No, you have to do it in a French accent. Okay. Hold please. Oh no, Annie, don't worry. I'm doing this for you. I don't even want the bag. The bag is for you. The other stuff means nothing to me. Go ahead. Let me just buy 1. You'll love it, I promise. Does that work? I do it in German, but there's no sexy way to use a German accent. No, it doesn't work. Hello there. Oh yes, babe. I do not want anything from any of these boxes. Please, I am doing this simply for you and nobody else. Don't worry, I will not enjoy buying this. I am simply doing it so you can win the bag. And if you do not win the bag, then condolences. Sexy German would require German humor. Yeah, it'd be like, you'd be yelling at her. Mein Babe, get me dein card, now! That's the only way you can do it. Zio! Hey, buddy, how you doing? We were just talking about unconventional and how important it is to tell your significant other that you're buying these so that you can get her the free backpack. And for those who may have not remembered about 4 minutes ago when I told everybody, Zio is in the house. His art is right there. We got some goodies. Ice Wolf, what are you looking at? What is the thing between the Legacy and Garbage Pails Kid behind your left shoulder? Do you mean this one or this one? The in front of the goal, you already know. You already know. It's my 69 Lando. My Archive Sig series. All right, here we go. That'll work now. Billy D. Williams, signed, numbered 6 out of 9. And more importantly, with the Chad Dreyer file system on the back. Arguably the greatest Lando Calrissian card ever made. It is not only his rookie Starfire file card, but it is signed and numbered 6 out of 9. There you go. Now you can see it. Good old 69 Lando. This will probably be in my jacket pocket when they cremate me at the end of my run. So don't worry, nobody on the planet will have this. It will turn to ash like curses in your mouth when I am done. Rookie auto jersey number. Well, you know what? That is true. Ice Wolf does have probably the coolest signed Lando card ever made. How about I rescind that and say this is the best officially licensed Billy D. Williams autographed card on the planet. Ice Wolf owns the greatest Billy D. Williams signed card in the world. I will say I have the greatest autographed, officially licensed card in the world. Carlos again Carlos again reminding people what awesome stuff looks like. Carlos is jumping in for a team ups. He gets it. He gets it. Lucky number 13. T-Bone. You know what we forgot? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm digging a really deep ditch right now. One that I'll probably not be able to climb out of. Where's my silver marker? Carlos says, I want the Wolverine. Oh, Zio. One thing about our community is it's kind of like, what is it? Who was it? Ruffles? Bet you can't eat just, who did the bet you can't eat just one? It's kind of like that here too. Let me get my Zoom ready because apparently at some point today I turned on the autofocus. Shouldn't be on. We'll go right there. There we go. We're all a bunch of addicts. DC is the dealer. I like to think of myself as the bartender. My job is also to make sure that you don't get overserved, which is why I do occasionally put y'all in check. DCD Collects presents Team Up featuring Brian Tillman and Dr. Elvin Hernandez. You got 13 of 23, Carlos. Are you ready? What was the giveaway for this, Trevor? Did we not have a giveaway? Were they unable to do a giveaway? Was there supposed to be like a commission giveaway? What was... I thought we originally had an idea for this. Did the idea fall through? I don't remember. I remember not. I feel like we were supposed to at one point. Whatever happened to that plan? Well, we know this one is Kaiser. I recognize that wing. That's definitely the Man of Steel, Batman. He's the one with the bola of truth, right? Flies in the invisible jet. Can talk to fish. I think that's him. I'm Batman. There you go. It's funny. I was just staring at this matchup on the cover because it's literally right there. I was just looking at that. And sure enough, that is the one that pops up. You got a double Kaiser. Some members of the Justice League. Boy, that man can ink. Oh, absolutely, Zio. We appreciate it. I did my best to match up. So, what we did, Zio, is I purposefully took a print and put it with a cover that wasn't the print so that everybody that gets one of your covers has a nice little variety to it. There you go, Carlos. Congrats, man. I had to find your giant pile. Ah, Tears of the Kingdom. Nice. I have been in the deep delve of Starfield. I switched over to Xbox specifically for Bethesda, and Bethesda has not let me down. A lot of people have criticized the Starfield, and I think it is exactly what I wanted out of Bethesda, and I'm extremely excited to still be playing it. I don't know, I've got like 70 hours into it or something. I was like 10, 12 hours in and decided to restart and make better decisions with my life. Ice Wolf's like, yeah, I need to go back and finish Tears of the Kingdom because I was exploring instead of advancing. And then Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and well, 76 hours later, I'm already planning my next playthrough. Starfield has a. I don't know if this is a spoiler. It's pretty much all over the internet now. It has what's called NG Plus, New Game Plus. Once you progress through the entire storyline, you get to make a choice. And basically, that choice allows you to basically replay the game in a different way. Or go back and grind out some other stuff. So I have multiple playthroughs already in my head. I will probably have multiple saves um, to have to go through that. Took 100 hours to clear. Wow. Yeah, I haven't played a Zelda game since Ocarina. I want to say Ocarina is the last one I did. Yeah, yeah, that was it. I have been neglecting. I have been neglecting Link. Dedicated? No. No, we're just regular gamers. That's how regular gamers do. Anything less than 100 hours is quitting. Gamer's gonna game. That's right, Hellbolt. The types of games I play, the immersive RPGs, man, it's 10 hours just to get your character right. To get through the first couple of missions and realize, no, this build is not what I'm looking for. And then to start scratch. Ooh, excuse me. 5, 6, 7. Man, there was something else I was going to do today. I even wrote it down, but I think I left it in the office next door. Something I wanted to say today. Man, I can't put my finger on it. Oh well, it'll eventually come to me. And then I'll just blurt it out in the middle of a sentence. Lolth Sworn Drow Bard build. Well, I mean, Hellbolt, if you want to go down this alley, I will gladly go down the alley with you. Let me raise my seat here. Depending on the lore, traditionally, all drow were Lolth sworn, be it them male or female. And as I'm sure you know, the drow, aka Dark Elf, typically have a matriarchal society in which only the women are allowed to practice the teachings of Lolth, and the priestesses are typically the highest held ranking people in each of the major houses, including the 8 that sit at the table. To be a Lolth sworn drow actually puts you with about the 90%. Now, there is Bregan de Aerth, which Bregan de Aerth is independent though wary of Lolth, and then the Aven Drow, which then you're getting into different ages of Faerun, specifically the Drow of Caladay, which is the secret and hidden city of mixed races to the north, beyond the frozen tundra, and beneath the living ice deity. So, the fact that you've managed to focus as a Lolthsworn and be a bard, which, by the way, is extremely rare amongst the drow. I would say the closest thing to a bard the drow have ever seen would be the ones in Caladay. But none of them would be Lolthsworn. Ergo, I would positively say, my brother Hellbolt, that you would be probably the only Lolthsworn drow bard in all of Faerun, and probably the Underdark as well. Not that I'm a nerd or study the lore of Faerun, or the Forgotten Realms, but I like where you're at, Hellbolt. That is an awesome character. Gold Dragonborn Ranger. I have thought about doing Dragonborn. Thank you, Carlos. I've always found Dragonborn to be insanely interesting. I went. Hey, if we want to talk D&D, raise your hand. We can definitely talk D&D. Going back to Kryn for a while. Mandala says, "I wish there were more and better settings than the Forgotten Realms themselves." So Mandala, I will agree. The reason I am a lore master when it comes to the Forgotten Realms and Faerun, and the Sword Coast and the Sea of Swords and Icewind Dale and blah 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 blah, is because I actually got it from books from R.A. Salvador, his 36 book run of Forgotten Realms. And I've actually just started, and his R.A. Salvador's run is basically the canon for Drow, and specifically Drizzt Do'Urden, and the Heroes of the Hall. And basically everything that R.A. Salvador has ever written has become lore. They I don't think they've cut out or retconned anything that he's done, because he's been doing it for 30 years. 40 years. 35 years. I finished the entire Legend of Drizzt. I think it's book 36. I just finished it. That is the one that came out last month. I don't know if he's going to do any more books. I think he's getting ready to retire, because his last 2 books he thanked his wife and his family, and he'd never done that before, which leads me to believe that he's starting to wrap things up. He also said that he wants to have the Drow turn to a different light. The ending of this most recent book does not necessarily indicate that that has come full circle, so I believe he may only have 1 to 2 more books in him in reference to the Underdark, and specifically Menzoberranzan. Now that I'm finished with that run, I've actually started the run that starts with Canticle, which is actually about a priest by the name of what begins with a C? His last name's Bonaduce, or Bonaducci, depending on who's pronouncing it. I believe in the book they pronounce it, or in the Audible they pronounce it Bonaducci. Bonaduce. Let me take a peek. Title details. Catterly Bonaducci. And he is a cleric. Catterly Bonaducci, who is a cleric from right around 1400, is about the year-ish, within give or take half a century. He is a cleric priest cleric, depends on what part of his life you are talking about. He has a photographic memory. He can look at a wizard's spell book, thumb through it once, and be able to replicate it. So as you can imagine, he is extremely OP when it comes to his powers and his ability to do things. He has a complete arc. He actually, his arc ends in one way or another. I'm not going to disclose how it ends because it's brilliant. His arc ends during the Legend of Drizzt series. And they went back and decided to, with the book Canticle, go and actually talk about his life and his origin story. And I believe it's it's at least a 3-book arc, because I've already bought 3 of them. But I said that to get to this. Ice Wolf Dragonborn. This time, usually I play Rogue, because I like to think more than attack. And a lot of other non-bards have to have action to have fun. So I did and I wanted to do something exotic. Dragonborn was at the top of my list. I felt Dragonborn was a little OP. So I did kind of chicken out, and I went Genasi, water Genasi monk, full water Genasi, not half Genasi, and I am finally at level 4, reasonable. Previous levels was difficult going. Dragonborn. So if you did gold, that means you are a metallic dragon. Gold dragon, is that do you get to choose if you're a metallic dragon? Your breath weapon? Because I know if you are a chromatic dragon, you are based on your color. Metallic, I think, have a choice. I think gold gets to choose, I think, fire, acid, or lightning? You took fire? Okay. Yeah, I mean, fire's awesome. I believe the metallic dragons have choice, but the choice is limited to like 2 or 3 or 4, between 2 and 4. They don't get the full spectrum. But gold is dope because the metallic dragons also have a buffed AC. As a Githyanki, I don't even think I know what one of those are. I may know it and just not be able to read the name correctly. Humanoid Gith, lawful evil. Ooh. Oh wow, they were in contact with mind flayers. So they're psionicists. Psionicists are dope. Ice Wolf, I can't see you as being cruel, arrogant, or aggressive. That would be the polar opposite. What's going on, Mr. Young? We are just talking about D&D. One of the coolest characters in the Forgotten Realms lore, specifically the 15th century, is a psionicist who is best friends with the leader of Breaking the Earth, Jarlaxle. Um, his best friend is arguably one of the dopest characters and one of the more meaningful arcs of the run. Um, yeah, I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to spoil his arc for anybody. What's going on, Doug? I'm having a good Friday. Are you having a good Friday? Busy is good. Volathamp Gadarm. Oh, you gotta stay busy. Trying to find. Kimorial. Kimorial Oblodra. Kimorial is the name of the psionicist I couldn't remember. Kimorial Oblodra has got to be one of the coolest ones out there. Volo writes guidebooks to the city. Once became a frog for making Elminster mad. There are a few books that are official for Elminster's origin. I haven't gotten into them yet. I'm still leery about diving into the wizard side of the realm. I started with the drow, which are typically rangers and warriors, with a few priestesses. That got me into the priests and the monks. I think once I run the Canticle series, I will probably jump into more of the Elminster origin and everything. I need to feel like if I'm going to eventually decide to DM, which I have a feeling my improv will be huge for, and my knowledge would be great, I need to dive into a few wizard books before I can attempt to DM. And ruthlessly not fudge the dice. For those who don't know, Elminster is basically like the granddaddy of wizards. He's a thing. He's beyond a thing. He's a legend. Okay, it is 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 Eastern. I'm going to do first last call on Friday. First last call. And we can continue chatting. It is a little warm in here. All this talking about D&D's got me hot. I'm a little warm now. Oh, Selena, thank you. Thank you. Oh, Selena, I love you. Can we just take a moment and respect that stash? Yeah, it's all right. It's doing okay. All right, Doug, love you, man. It is the reason, although the mustache is not as prevalent, it is the reason I have become a excuse me, emoji. And once I became an emoji, Doug was disappointed, so Doug had to have an emoji. He got an animated one because he's more awesome than I am. Kind of the trademark. But thank you. I appreciate it. It has been a long time growing. I do have to, I will admit. Soon. Do I follow the rule of cool? What's the rule of cool? I will have to cut this back because it is getting some pretty nasty split ends from all of the curling and twirling. So there will be at some point, maybe after No Shave November, I will be doing a huge reduction. Probably take it down to there. Just to regrow the hair back healthier. It is getting a little fried, as you can see on this side specifically. Split ends are abound. Hey, I don't have any hair up here, so I gotta take care of the hair I have. All right, Ice Wolf, take care, buddy. I hope your weekend is splendiferous. I hope everything you do this weekend is smashing and wonderful. I would like to seduce the lick with pie and salsa, with a sombrero and dancing rat minions. I would allow it. Zio, it's just DC. Simply DC. That's all. Now, it's a little confusing because the company is DCD Collects. I am not the DC of DCD Collects. I'm just a DC of DCD Collects. Doug is the DCD in DCD Collects. I just happen to have similar initials. Also known as DC the Breaker. Also known as El Guapo. Or The Stash. Or That Guy. Or or Dr. Spoiler. That's right. I do not put the D in DCD. That's right. All right, since Carlos is the big order person today. Rule of cool is a term that I like to use where doing things off the wall but could turn a somber moment into a happy one or something amazing if it hits, or even better if it fails. Yeah, so right now Steven of S&M fame is my DM, and Steven has been very open with my outside the box way of resolving issues. So listen, I am a water genasi, and I have the innate ability to shape water. Not only can I shape water at command, I can also create or remove water. And there have been a few times having to get over a river that I have had to be very creative in getting people over a raging river, 5 cubic feet at a time. I should say 10 cubic feet, but I have to delete 5 of the cubic feet and make it reappear in front of the other. Because I can do the spell in perpetuity, cantrip. I can do the cantrip in perpetuity, but I can only have 2 active at a time and they only last an hour. So I know Steven subscribes to the rule of cool. I would probably be the same. If you can think it and it's plausible, I would let you roll for it. I don't decide, man, the dice do. Which, by the way, it is halfway through September, allegedly. The super high-end sharp resin dice that I have ordered for Mrs. the Breaker and myself allegedly should be shipping sometime next month. We may or may not have ordered about $130 worth of dice and dice boxes and dice trays and I think a t-shirt. and a tuck box or 3. Yeah, got a lot of stuff. Which reminds me, I need to follow up on that Kickstarter. Thankfully, the Kickstarter was actually a good one. They've actually been updating and showing people the progress in pictures. So I know we're actually going to get them. It's just a matter of us getting them. We've only been waiting for 8 months because everything we ordered was special order. So I'm excited to roll. I'm currently using D&D branded die, and I have to tell you, Wizards of the Coast don't care if your die are balanced because boy oh boy does it always end up on a crappy number no matter how many times I try to roll. I have been they're beautiful. They're this blue crystalline color, but I just look at them now. They don't actually roll well. And I can't use the in D&D Beyond. I'll pull it up. They have a... There I am. They have the auto roller in there. But typically every time I use it, it tends to be 10 or above. Of course, now that I say it, it's going to be all doo-doo. But if you look at my history, which I don't know if I can look up the history. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah. So here's examples. It just tends to be really high. So I've been basically told not to use that. In the campaign you're running last night, someone acquired a Mimic Minion because they won a DC of 40. Wow. DC of 40. I'd have to... That's a lot. That's a lot of magical items and pluses. Obviously maxed out your bonus. Then if you roll a 20, it gets doubled. Yeah, that's decent. The coolest thing that we've come across, we got a we have a pot that when you plant a shrub in, shrubbery. I would like a really nice shrubbery. When you plant a shrub in it, it becomes sentient after 30 days. So we decided to go with blackberry because blackberries have thorns, small thorns. So you would get piercing and slashing damage, and they also bear fruit. So once every 90 days, we can get food out of our sentient bush that traverses our property. That was arguably the coolest thing that we have found so far. And it's the pot that's magical, not the seeds. And then after 30 days, the shrub breaks the pot, thus destroying the artifact, but becomes sentient. And obviously is pierce resistant, bludgeoning resistant, but highly susceptible to fire and slashing. I think it's immune to something. I don't remember what it was. It was cool though. Hopefully there's no flocks of locusts coming to attack us either. So next week, let's talk about next week. Those who are looking behind me already have an idea that something is going to happen next week. Next week is going to be a very exciting, interesting, new, novel, and giveaway filled week of breaks. They are going to be breaks in the traditional sense of the word. So, needless to say, we may or may not have acquired quite a few of these. I may be cooking up, and by the way, they are massive, heavy, very heavy. How to cook a Bigfoot. I like that. So, there will be multiple different breaks. We will be doing hit breaks, draft breaks. Not hit breaks, draft breaks. We will be doing a couple of personals. We will be doing a Lodo break. We will be doing a big bank break. So there will be a little something for everyone. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, by my math, there's actually going to be breaks that are going to guarantee you at least one item for less than $50 per share. Actually, quite a bit less than $50, I should say. Around 40. Don't quote me on that yet. These breaks are going to be containing new items we've never opened before, some items that we have. If you notice, our dear friends Founders Edition, there are additional cases of that in-house now. We were down to the last 2 boxes. Those will be in there. Some of presidential will be in there. Some of the one time will be in there. Some of those will be in there. Some giveaways will be in there. Trevor's in. Doug and I are actually going to do a duel. Yes, Doug and I are actually going to do a draft break of a box. And it might not be when you think it's going to be. We may surprise the community with something a little different. A little different. So just be on the lookout on all of our social media channels, because you may see us pop up somewhere you don't suspect when you least suspect it. So, with that said, I'm going to do one last check of the website, and then we're going to get out of here. I'm tired, boss. I'm just so tired. All right, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of you. I hope you had as much fun this week as I had hosting it for you. Remember, it's your show, I just hosted. Um, we saw a plethora of amazing pieces of art this week. Next week, we are going to see a plethora of really interesting collectibles and things that have cool factor. Be on the lookout. We will announce the launch of the days. I know Wednesday and Thursdays will have very specific breaks attached to them, and then maybe some breaks that just pop up in the middle of us doing things that'll be a surprise that you need to tune in live to find. Please take care of yourselves and each other so that you can be back on Wednesday to do this again and have a ton of fun. For those who are going to games this weekend, whether it be Saturday or Sunday, please be safe and be careful because I want to see each and every one of your loving avatars' faces and words on my screen come Wednesday. Take care, everybody. I love you all too. And good night.